Welcome everybody. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Alhamdulillah, I am also fine. Today I am going to discuss on transformation sentences. Let's know the definition of transformation sentences. The transformation sentences consist in changing a sentence from one form to another without any change of meaning. Actually, you will change the sentence structurally, but not the meaning. There are different types of transformation of sentences. There are change of sentence, voice change, degree change, etc. Today I am especially discuss on change of sentences, and it is affirmative to negative. Rule 1. Only Allah can help us. If there is only in an affirmative sentence and it indicates Allah or any person, then use none but instead of only. So the answer will be none but Allah can help us. Number 2, only He can do the work. Here only indicates or denotes He. So use none but instead of only. So the answer will be none but He can do the work. Number 2, rule 2. A child likes only sweets. Here only denotes or indicates sweets. Use nothing but instead of only. So the answer will be a child likes nothing but sweets. Rule 3. He is only 10. If only indicates number, use not more than, not less than instead of only. So the answer here, only he is only 10, only indicates 10, and 10 is a number. So it will be he is not more than 10 or he is not less than 10. Kareem was only 22. Here only indicate 22. So use not more than or not less than instead of only. So the answer will be Kareem was not more than 22 or Kareem was not less than 22. Now, dear students, now rule 4. We must yield to our fate. If there is must, use cannot but or cannot help instead of must. So the answer will be we cannot but yield to our fate, or we cannot help yielding to our fate. If you use cannot help, you must use ing after the verb. So we cannot help yielding to our fate. Number 2, you must obey your parents. So the answer will be you cannot but obey your parents, or you cannot help obeying your parents. Now rule 5. Both Rajiv and Adi were good friends. If there is both an and in an affirmative sentence, use not only in instead of both and but also in instead of and. So the answer will be not only Rajiv but also Adi were good friends. Number 2, he took coffee and ice cream. So the answer will be he took not only coffee but also ice cream. Rule 6. Everyone hates a liar. In case of everyone, use there is no and but after one. So the answer will be there is no one but hates a liar. Number 2, every mother loves her child. Here there is every, so use there is no instead every and but after mother. So the answer will be there is no mother but loves her child. You can transform it in another way like this. There is no mother who doesn't love her child. Or you can use opposite word of love and it is hate and use no before mother or instead of every. So the answer will be no mother hates her child. So the answer of the following sentence, every mother loves her child, is three. One, there is no mother but loves her child. Number two, there is no mother who doesn't love her child. Number three, no mother hates her child. Very interesting, isn't it? Rule 7. As soon as the thief saw the police, he ran away. If there is as soon as in affirmative sentence, use no sooner had and the first participle of the verb and then instead of comma. So the answer will be no sooner had the thief seen the police than he ran away. I used no sooner had instead of as soon as and seen the first participle of saw and then instead of comma. Number two, as soon as the teacher entered the classroom, the student stood up. So the answer will be no sooner had the teacher entered the classroom than the student stood up. Now, rule 8. He is the best boy in the class. Here, best is the superlative form of good. We know degrees are of three kinds. They are positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. And good is positive, better is comparative, and best is superlative. So in case of superlative degree, use no other in the beginning of the sentence. So no other than rest of the rest part of the best is boy in the class. Then use is after that as and the positive form of best is good, another as and the subject. So the answer is no other boy in the class is as good as he. Dear students, let's see another example. He is the oldest man in the village. Here, oldest is the superlative form of old. So the answer will be no other man in the village is as old as he. Rule 9. I shall remember you. Dear students, you can use opposite word and not to make one kind of affirmative sentence into negative. Here, the opposite meaning of remember is forget and use not before it. So the answer will be I shall not forget you. Here, remember and not forget indicates same meaning. He is a good player. Here, the opposite meaning of good is bad and he is not before it. So the answer will be he is not a bad player. He is a good player and he is not a bad player. Denote same meaning, express same meaning. Here, this structural sense has structural sense of the sentence is found, not the meaning. Rule 10. I always agreed with him. In case of always, use neighbor and the opposite word of agreed is disagreed. So the answer will be I never disagreed with him. Number two, Rahim is always punctual. The opposite meaning of always neighbor and the opposite meaning of punctual is late. If want to make it negative, it will be Rahim is never late. Rule 11. He is too weak to go. If there is two dash two in a affirmative sentence, use so instead of to and then instead of to. So the answer will be he is so weak that. After that, use the subject he and use cannot if the sentence is in present tense and could not if the sentence is past tense. Here he is too weak is in present tense, so I use cannot. So the answer is he is so weak that he cannot go. Number two, Farbin was too poor to buy a seine. So the answer will be Farbin was so poor that she could not buy a seine. Here, so is used instead of to, and that is used instead of to. And Farbin is female, so use she. And was indicates parts was is past tense, so I used could not. So the whole answer is Farbin was so poor that she could not buy a seine. Rule 12. He is as wise as you. It is very simple to make it negative. Use not less instead of as, first as, and then instead of second as. So the answer will be he is not less wise than you. Number rule 13. Health is wealth. It is universal truth. In case of universal truth, and if you ask to make it negative, use the auxiliary verb at the beginning of the sentence and not the rest of the sentence and put a question mark at the end of the sentence. So the answer will be isn't health wealth. Here I use is at the beginning, then not short form of not, then rest part of the sentence and a question mark. Rule 14. A day laborer is sometimes happy. In case of sometimes, use not is use always and be, use not before always. So the answer will be a day laborer is not always happy. Rule 15. There are many students in the class. The opposite meaning of many is a few. So and use not before it. So the answer will be there are not a few students in the class. Rule 16. I have few friends. If you are asked to make negative, use many instead of few. The answer will be I have not many friends and use not before many. Rule 17. I have a little rice. Here rice is uncountable noun, so use not much instead of little. So the answer will be I have not much rice. Rule 18. He has much money, and money is also uncountable noun and use a little instead of much and not before it. So the answer will be he has not a little money. Dear students, that's all about transform sentence, especially affirmative to negative. I think I have cleared the matter. If you are unable to understand anything, please watch the video again and again. I think everything will be clear to you. Now, individual works. Transform the following sentences into negative. Number one, only the industrious can cost my life. Number two, every rose has a thorn. Number three, traveling is always pleasant. Number four, he is too lazy to do the work. Number five, he is as dull as an ass. The students, please take pen and paper and write the answer of the following problems. of following sentences. Now match your answer with me. Number 1, none but the industrious can personal life. Here, none but is used instead of only. Number 2, there is no rose but has a thorn. Here, there is no is used instead of every and but after rose. Number 3, traveling is never unpleasant. Here, the opposite meaning of pleasant, unpleasant, and opposite meaning of always is never. Number 4, he is so lazy that he cannot do the work. Here, so is used in step 2, and that is used in step 2, and cannot because this is in present tense. Number 5, he is not less dull than an as. Here, not less is used instead of as, and then is used instead of another as. So the answer is he is not less dull than an as. Okay, now homework. You have your homework and do it at home. Transform the following sentences into negative. Number 1, the road is very narrow. Number 2, you must obey your teachers. Number 3, we honor him. Number 4, man is mortal. Number 5, only the pious are happy. That's all. You will do them at home and show me in my general class. Thank you so much to join with me. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.